Welcome, folks, to another spoiler discussion on a surprise hit for everybody, Shazam. Joined here by Mr. Joe and Prime. How's it going, gentlemen?
Guten
Very
Tag,
good.
my dudes.
So, I would like to say this is probably one of DC's strongest movies next to Aquaman. This shit was fucking fire to me.
You're gonna leave Wonder Woman out of the mix?
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Yeah. Third act notwithstanding, yeah, I can say that.
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that fucking meme where they were like the Trinity that we expected versus the Trinity that we got?
I'm not going into that, Prime. You're not gonna do this to me.
I'm trying not to. Like, look. I've gone on record how I feel about how these movies have been handled, but I gotta say, like, at least at the most part, like they're course correcting. I wouldn't even say course correcting. Like, I think that's not the right word I'm looking for. But like, it seems like now that certain parties have left, they're listening to certain criticisms, and I think that could be a positive thing. Though I will say this, it concerns me that the people who greenlighted the Shazam movie and how Aquaman took shape, Jeff John, what's the other guy's name?
I think it was. Oh my god.
What's the guy's name? But him and Jeff Johns and that guy, like they were spearheading like this next, I guess, air quote phase of DC in cinematic extended universe. Forgive me.
Yeah.
But because of Sujihara and his fumbling and fucking up shit, and his decision to rush out Justice League, fucking idiot. Those two guys had to be sacrificed, and they lost their position over there with the DC Films division. So a lot of Aquaman, a lot of how Aquaman and how Shazam took shape, we have those two dudes to thank. So now I'm kind of a little about what the movie's gonna look like going forward now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I knew last year when we were at San Diego, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, this is actually going to be really good. And I think the only hindrance of this film was like the marketing, because it's like you guys could have really went full tilt on the whole kid can be a hero kind of thing and stuff. But it is what it is and stuff. But I guess before we go full tilt in the spoilers, so Joe, what was your feelings when you first popped out of this seeing this movie?
I loved it. I mean, I'm familiar with Shazam. I know enough to get by with the character, especially like the kind of 2011, the New 52. But prior to that, like I was aware of who he was or who he is and his world and his character, but I wasn't like a deep fan. But I mean, I like the idea. It's kind of wish fulfillment. So seeing the movie, I thought was like, because you don't really know. I mean, when people say things like it's big with superpowers, like, yeah, of course it is, but are you going to deliver big with superpowers? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, like the thing prior to the movie coming out, the thing that kind of made me feel a lot more like, all right, they've got it, was when they cast Zachary Levi. Because I don't think any of us were like, that's the guy, because he's kind of not the biggest star, or wasn't. Yeah. But when you started seeing like the pictures and like the trailers and shit, I was excited for it. And I mean, if you want to nitpick, yeah, you could, but like I don't want to. I thought that it delivered to me on everything it promised in terms of it being fun and enjoyable, and fun for all ages and wish fulfillment. It had the superhero aspect to it. It didn't kind of like Aquaman. I like Aquaman a lot, but there were times where it felt like a long movie.
Yeah.
This to me just felt like, I mean, it was just enjoyable. I've seen it twice already, and I asked like a movie date tomorrow, and I go, what do you want to see? And he goes, oh, I'd like to see that Shazam movie. And I'm like, fuck, man, third time. All right. But I mean, it's not one of those movies like a Justice League or whatever where you 20 minutes into it, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. It's got a good pace. The characters are really, really good. At least I think the kids are awesome. And I like that they didn't start off the movie with Black Adam. It's kind of like the Dark Knight, in that like give that character a second, because that's his Joker, and you don't want to just start off with like, oh, here you go, and then, well, now that he's gone, what the fuck? I like that they brought in Savannah, and he did his thing, and at the end, they kind of set up a bunch of different possible outcomes, and I like the Easter eggs that they threw at us, and I mean, overall, man, like I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that we live in a universe where like a Shazam movie happens, it's good, and people really like it. Mm-hmm. Dude, I know people that don't even like comic book movies that have seen it and they fucking love it. So that to me is a testament to like how well it is.
Yeah. So Prime, because you're the litmus test for this one. Because I think out of all three of us, like I'm gonna take a wild guess. You probably know way more Shazam than like all three of us and stuff. So like, what was your consensus?
So going in, when I heard it was announced, I think I was one of the few people that said, "Fuck yeah, bring it on." Shazam was one of my favorite characters. I really love what again, his name's gonna come up a lot in this podcast, but Jeff Johns, what he did with him in the Jazz A run, and then what he did with him in the New 52 and the Justice League backup story when he was doing Shazam's origin for that continuity.
Yeah.
By the way, like that whole entire backup run kept me from reading that book because I was about to read it entirely, but then he introduced Shazam, and I go, well, I guess I'll keep reading it, and it turned out to be really good. So when I actually saw the movie and saw that the movie itself was like 87% that run, I went, okay, cool, because that's a good comic book. So that's a good thing. It's if you're gonna base on anything, I think that was a really good solid foundation. So having seen the movie, like I can nitpick some things. Like there are some things that I think didn't work. There were some things I thought worked really well. But overall, I think DC did really good. DC Warner Bros. Did a really good job. This is a really enjoyable movie, and I see again a lot of comparisons. Like, did you see that huge movement of people trying to go support the real Captain Marvel movie? Like, y'all, calm the fuck down. It's not
congratulations.
even.
Congratulations. You
Congratulations
need to be
on being a shitbag.
It's like you need to be angry at DC for losing the rights, not the movie. Just saying.
And it's not even it's not even really DC's fault. Like, and I can't even be too mad at Marvel for pulling the move that they did. Well, first of all, do we even want to really get in the history of why?
I'm not going into the history of that because there are other shows that have done way more than that, and all I'm saying is this. Marvel pulled a very cutthroat business move back in the day, and they got the Captain Marvel name, and DC ended up just, through, I think, was it Miracle Man and all that stuff, boom, we got Shazam, essentially, so.
Well, okay, so here's the go. Right. Back in the way back when, do the little wavy lines. So, Fawcett Comics, produces during the superhero boom in the golden age, Captain Marvel, with the intent purpose of the wish fulfillment of the little boy getting to be a superhero. And so at the time, Captain Marvel became one of the most popular superheroes. Like, Captain Marvel was like the hot shit. Like, you know how people are now about like Harley Quinn and Deadpool? Yep. That was Captain Marvel back then. So DC goes, okay, wait a minute. There are a whole lot of similarities between this character and this little indie character we have. What's his name? Oh, Superman. Kind of similar here. There might be some similarities here that that we're drawing in questions that could be causing some brand confusion in the marketplace. So during a lengthy battle, I'm too longing. Don't read this. I'm cutting this, just keeping it as short and precise as possible. So during a lengthy litigation battle, DC essentially sues the court side with them. So Fawcett, through again a long loop-de-loop in a long way, the rights to Captain Marvel / Billy Batson / Shazam ends up with DC. So DC, for the better part, kind of just shelves the character and not really uses him a lot. I think they tested the water after they had gotten the license with a couple of reprints and a story where Superman encountered a character called Captain Thunder that was pretty much just a Captain Marvel pashash. Again, check my math on that. I might be mistaken, or I might be mixing up two different stories. But they don't really do anything with them. And so then Marvel, on the other hand, is sitting in the cut when they realize, hey, our company's called Marvel. We should own that name. We should own that name on the book. So during their they're coming up on behind DC going, well, we don't want to cause any brand or marketplace confusion. Our company's called Marvel. We can't have our competitor putting out a book called Captain Marvel. That's just ridiculous. So then the court side Marvel go, you know what? They're right. So then they own the name where they can publish books called Captain Marvel, but DC cannot publish any book called Captain Marvel with a character in it named Captain Marvel. That's why for years, any book that appeared with Captain Marvel / Shazam had to be called like The Power of Shazam or Shazam, because they couldn't do that because Disney won that trademark or copyright right. Whatever category that falls into, they won that legal case.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's yeah.
Now, if you want to talk about Miracle Man,
Well,
I can get into that shit.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'll say this. I'll bury the lead. I did not expect this movie to give us the Marvel family from jump.
I did.
At what point did you think it was going to happen?
Well, because the Marvel family in and of itself. Yeah. Well, yeah. So I see. Yeah. So my wife and I were in Target one day, and we were walking down looking at. I was trying to find the new Transformers, right? Yeah. Trying to find some Transformers. We were walking down toy aisle, and I looked over and I see like the packages of Shazam, and I see fucking spoilers. I look over and see Freddie Freeman in Shazam costume as a toy, and I went, son of a bitch.
Well, we're spoiling the shit out of this anyway, so it don't matter.
And so I started cursing. My wife looked at me like, what's wrong? And like I had to turn her head and go, don't look at the toys, my dear. Spare yourself the spoiler.
Yeah, well, see, and I think maybe because I wasn't like looking at the toy aisles like during the period of times like Shazam was promoting itself, so I didn't know. So like going into the movie and stuff, because me and D saw it like early March. So like when they threw that in there, I was like, oh shit, they're giving us the shit. Wow, okay, wow. Like, I mean, I saw the kids, and I didn't want to assume just yet because I think, well, I was like, okay, well maybe they're gonna save it for the second movie, and then it's like, oh, they actually got the Marvel. Okay, wow, interesting.
Well, another reason I expected it is because like the Marvel family is such intrinsically tied to Captain Marvel as a character, be it you know, Fat Billy, Tall Billy, or Hillbilly, asterisk marks. He's called Hillbilly because he lives in the Appalachian. Anyway, or the New 52 version, like Captain Marvel sharing his powers. That's so intrinsically. That's like Batman with a Robin or Superman that flies. Like that's kind of tied to the character. So I was kind of expecting it in some shape, form, or fashion. If I had one huge nitpick, and maybe this just might be my hill to die on. And again, because I'm old school, I'm used to Billy and Mary being siblings, like related by blood, being twins, actually, as a matter of fact.
And that's the thing. That was the thing that threw me off. I was like, well, Mary Marvel seemed like I remember her being more prominent out of the whole Marvel family alongside Billy. That's what kind of threw me off a little bit. It was like, oh, okay, she's in the movie, so is she going to be prominent?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when walking out, that's another thing. Another small nitpick I had, like I wish Mary had more to do because of her significance in the comics and her ties to Bill. And like I said, even though I know this is the New 52 recon where I don't think they're related by blood, you know, asterisk marks yet. Yeah. But that's kind of a bummer to me. Though I feel like maybe they might be alluding to that because like currently in the New 52 comic book and in this movie, both of their costumes are red, so maybe that's like a subtle visual saying, "Hey." What they do with Rebirth with them. You know. Yeah, and by the way, have you been reading that Rebirth Shazam book?
Not yet. Decent. I need to.
It's pretty good.
Need to.
Pretty good.
Everybody says it's great. You know, but seeing that and also seeing Megan Good, I was like, oh shit, Megan Good, dope. She's a superhero now. Great.
More of that, please. More of that. And can I just say, like, as for like, you know, translating the character to film, Darla and Superpower Darla, like that's like 1 for 1. That's really good.
Yeah. Also, we have to talk about we have to really emphasize. So Djimon Hounsou just getting all the money, ain't he?
I mean, what? He's like he getting that Captain Marvel money. He don't give a fuck from who or from where.
Like the second DC movie in a row, you're the Fisherman King, and then boom, you're the Wizard Shazam. Okay.
He's like, what's up? What up?
It was supposed to be.
Can I also say this? Like, does John Glover does he just really hate DC superheroes? Like, first he was like the fucking Sonic Man and Batman and Robin. And he was fucking Lionel Luthor. Now he's fucking Savannah's dad. Like,
he was wasn't he the Riddler in the animated series as well?
No, that was somebody else. It was shit.
No, wait, wasn't he in the Batman? Wasn't he the voice?
Yeah, in the Batman.
No. In the Batman, it was Freddy Krueger, but John
Okay.
Glover was the voice. I'll look it up right now. He was. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
he
you're
was
right.
the
Yeah,
voice
you're
that
right.
he
Yeah,
took
yeah,
over.
yeah. You're right. He is, and yeah, you're right. But anime series, it was him. Wow. Huh. Yeah.
Damn, John Glover, you going a long route way to kill Superman, my dude.
Yeah, so he's been like, he's one of those guys, like, anytime you see him pop up, especially in a DC property, it kind of makes you smile,
Yeah.
you know, because you're like, oh shit. I mean, even in like in nerd culture, I mean, he was in RoboCop and all that kind of shit.
Gremlins
So
2, Tron.
yeah, I mean, he's that guy, and to see him, you know, as Savannah's father, you're like, oh shit. Fuck, man, he's Lionel Luthor, and he's Savannah's father, and he's the Riddler, and he's the fucking crazy-ass doctor from Batman and Robin.
The Pharaonic Man.
Yeah. I mean,
He's
yeah. I mean,
he's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love him. I definitely love him. We also have to talk about the deaths because, look, I wasn't expecting people to just get killed just like it's nothing, and yet this movie just said, fuck it, we're just going to kill people. Like, that whole boardroom scene, people getting murked.
Yeah, that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. It's like, whoa, tonally that shifted real quickly. Though it was bloodless. Give it that. It was bloodless. There was no CGI splatter.
Homer getting disintegrated at the beginning of the movie. I'm like, okay, shit. We're just doing that, right?
Okay, I'm like, is this a kids movie? Because I was being marketed as a kids movie, wasn't it?
Hey, I mean, I ain't knocking it. I mean, it's like the comics and stuff.
I mean, like,
people die.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I ain't mad at it. It just kind of just caught me off guard when it was happening.
I mean,
and I will say, and I also say this: is it just me? Is it just me, or did it bother you guys too? That the sins were just like generic gargoyle looking like creatures. Like I feel like they left a lot of merchandise money on the table right there.
Under $100 million to make this movie. I
mean,
mean, something.
True. But I mean, like, I think off the top of my head, I can maybe name 4 from just sight alone. Like when they're in group shots, like they all just kind of bled together, and I'm like, who was who? Like I'm assuming like Greed was the dude with 4 arms. Raph had wings, right? Gluttony was the one that had the chest that opened up. And Lust was a tentacle monster.
Envy
the rest of them,
Oh, you said Envy is who?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Envy was the little dude.
Yeah.
The little guy. But to me, doesn't that play into the kind of campiness of the character of Shazam? Because, you know, I mean, his initial character, I mean, even in the movie when he says, oh, gee whiz, or he says, you know, holy moly, I'm like, I get what you're doing. And, you know, I mean, he's like an Archie character with powers, basically. And I get what you guys are saying about, like, the sins and everything, because they obviously do stand out as the more, like, cartoonish of the effects, so to speak. But I just kind of, to me, it didn't really bother me in the sense that, like, their design, I thought, was generic, but the execution was like, yeah, but he's like a campy, fucking cheesy character. And, I mean, even the suit, right? Like, the suit, to me, I like the way it looks. It's very obviously padded, but to me, it looks good in the context of the character. If you put that on Superman, I wouldn't buy it for a second.
Yeah.
Right? Because it looks padded. It looks cheesy. But for Shazam being a, oh gosh, gee whiz character, I'm like, all right, you know, I mean, there are parts in the movie where Zachary Levi, and I know he got in shape and everything, but it very clearly looks like his body is just like on a fucking, I mean, his head is on a different body. And I know that that's him in the suit, but it lends itself to the campiness. So like the sins doesn't bother me, but it's like, yeah, I mean, it's cheesy. They made it for what, like $90 million?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. I couldn't tell at times,
I mean,
too,
even
that this was a $90 million movie. I'll say that much. I was like, huh, this is actually not bad for a $90 million movie.
Even with the Shazam family, like, it's funny because when you see all of them together, I'm like, I've seen her, I've seen her, I've seen him, I've seen him. And it took me a second to figure out who was who. Like, I've heard of Megan Good.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, familiar with her name off the bat. God damn, she's good looking. And I was telling my friend, I was like, is it inappropriate to find Darla attractive in her adult form because she's such an adorable kid?
Yeah.
And then when she's like the adult Shazam, you're like, God damn. But each one of those characters did really well. And I know Mary, I think she said 3 words, but I think they did a good job in capturing the childlike version of themselves as an adult, you know?
Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean...
Like, my man Pedro got in shape and grew a beard. And got a haircut.
I love that one. The one that got me was Adam Brody playing Freddy. That was perfect. Easily.
Yeah. And then, like, I had to tell people, like, well, you know, Adam Brody and DJ Catrona were cast. And like, what the fuck? He was going to be Superman? Like, yeah, he was going to be the Flash. Like, the Flash I could see, but him as Superman? Like, well, now he's in the DCU, EU, just as a different character. And the chick that played Mary was in Supernatural.
Yeah. I've seen her. I think she was actually, I seen her in Hawaiian 5-0. That's the one I seen because I watched that show like a lot. So
she was Dean's fake wife in like a flashback, and then the dude that played Eugene, I recognize him from Riverdale.
Yeah. So yeah, they did that. You know what? I'll say this: DC, if you were really like going out your way to look up spoilers for Shazam, I say they did a really good job of keeping that whole Shazam family kind of low key out of the marketing and such. Because I mean, like I said, other than some of us that probably like, oh, I figured they were gonna happen. They did like not throwing that reveal in the trailers or TV spots was great. And I mean, even up till now, they're not even doing that. So it's kind of like, oh, we're gonna keep that surprise intact, so to speak. You know
what's funny though is I went on Adam Brody's Instagram after the movie. And he was tweeting all about not tweeting, but posting all about the toys and shit. And he's like, I made it, Mom, I'm a superhero, prior to the movie being released. And people were like, dude, what the fuck? Did you just spoil it for us? I thought that was kind of funny.
Unless somebody thought that he was just joking because it's Adam Brody. He's like, man, get the fuck out of here. You ain't a hero. And it's like, oh, he was right the whole time.
So many people were like, did you just fucking ruin the movie for me, dude?
I mean... There is that. I actually did like. I actually liked Dr. Savannah. He was pretty serviceable as a villain. I'm glad.
I really like the parallels between his story and Billy's story a little there.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad it didn't kill him because I don't know. Maybe Marvel and DC are finally listening. Hey, don't kill your villains off. Keep them in the play still. So I'm glad they're keeping him in play. For sequels and stuff, because... Yeah,
and also, again, Mark Strom, Sinestro, and now you fucking Dr. Zavanna. Like, are y'all really trying to gun for the Justice League like that, bro?
I mean, hey, look, if they ever do Legion of Doom, I mean, Mark Strom can play both characters if he wanted to. Dual roles.
I mean, please. Could he, though?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I really wouldn't.
He was one of the best part in that damn movie.
I mean, but yeah.
Well, think about it. I mean, he's... Dude, he's Savannah, he's Sinestro, he's in Kick-Ass, and he's in Kingsman. I mean, that guy's got, like, a kind of comic book character role. Like, he's what, 3 villains?
3 villains and a hero.
And then, like, a good guy. Yeah.
Hey, he's a great actor, too, so that helps and stuff. He has that charisma to him when you throw him in something. So it was like, all right, cool. Because I think, and it wasn't mainly on him, but it was like when they casted him, and such, I was like, I don't know. And then it's like when you see him in this movie, that whole parallel with him and Billy, and he felt that, he made the wrong choice in picking up the orb and stuff. And he's like, no, wait, no, and all that stuff. I thought that was actually a pretty cool thing. But what had me rolling a little bit is that after credit scene with him and Mr. Mind. I think I was the only person in the theater that was like, oh shit, that's Mr. Mind. Everybody else was like, who the fuck is the worm?
Dude, I was the same.
So when Savannah first went to the Rock of Eternity and he walked by his glass case, and I went, ooh. My wife was like, what are you on about? Like, what? And then he walked by it again. Later on, you see the glass case is broken open. I went, ooh, again. And so at the end, when they did that fucking voice, was fucking perfect. Like, just that whole scene was perfect. Never mind, the whole scene was perfect. But when the scene happened, I hear like a lot of people going, huh? What? Like, same thing when people were confused. Then, like, I looked online, I saw some people making comments about, like, kind of like a dumb scene, or like, people don't even know who this character is. And I'm just thinking about fucking revisionist history. Do y'all remember at the end of Avengers when Thanos popped up, and all the normies were like, "Huh? Purple Hulk? That Hellboy?"
It was the same way, and for the first time in a while, kind of like with Thanos, I was like, "Yes, I know Mr. Mind and the Monster Society of Evil." Yes,
I can't fucking wait. I think any movie that teases first of all, any movie that has Mr. Mind in it, I think like I'm obligated by law to like it. Like I can't not like it.
That was a deep cut pull.
Have,
the fact that they let Sandberg actually throw that in there, like my worry. And I'm pretty sure both of y'all probably might have had in the back of your heads too. My worry was that the credit sequence was going to actually show like Black Adam or a shadow of Black Adam or some shit.
All right, wait. Good segue, because did you guys? All right, when they mentioned the champion that they had picked before, right?
Yeah.
And they show that little hologram, whatever you want to call it. Am I the only one that said that's the fucking Rock? We all know they're alluding to Black Adam. Like that's
of course.
That.
Yeah, he's the champion that turned evil. Makes sense.
Saying like when you look at the actual like visualization of the champion that they chose, and you see him, I know it's for a split second, but I've seen it twice now. It kind of looks like the Rock. Like he's got the hood on, but the character looks bald.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I was like, that's the Rock. And he's obviously muscular and shit like that. Now I could be completely making this up and whatever, but like we all know that the Rock is going to be Black Adam. He's mentioned it.
He just announced it
about on Instagram. The fact that he's listed as a producer is funny. But when they show and they say, we take the champion and he used it for evil, yada, yada, yada. Did that look like The Rock, or is that just me?
It could have been your interpretation.
It could have been like, I don't know. I just, maybe I supplanted it. Maybe I'm, projecting. I looked at it and saw The Rock. I saw Black Adam, and I was just, that's all I really needed to know. Like in my head, I was like, oh, that's Black Adam he's talking about. Cool. They planted the seed of him in there. I'm fine with that now. And I really thought the after credits was going to literally be like Black Adam popping up or something like that. Like they kept that shit secret, and boom, it's like Black Adam. I'm like, oh shit, Black Adam's here. And I was like, oh, he's not here. I'm fine with that.
I'm glad they didn't though.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't. Like let Shazam simmer in his own movie, or Captain Thunder, or whatever you're gonna choose to call him eventually.
Yeah. That was dope. The Superman thing at the end of the movie, I laughed hard.
Oh,
so when I saw it, like I knew it wasn't Henry Cavill, because I'm like, that dude is small and Cavill is one beefy lad.
Yes, he is.
Like don't tease me.
They changed the suit.
Yeah, yeah. But I'll say this though. Got the point across, because if I was that kid and I saw Superman, I'd be like, oh, just cut to the scene. It's like, yep.
But you fucking know, the only way it could have been better would have been show Cavill, because they changed the suit. I don't know if you guys noticed, around the belt it has red now.
Yeah. If the dealing that they had with Cavill didn't break down the way it did, oh man, that shit would have been dope. Oh,
I thought for a split second that they would show his face, and it would have been the ultimate troll job of like, oh shit,
Yeah.
But obviously it wasn't him. I'm still holding out hope that they can work that out. Honestly,
they got to, because I think him and Billy would be. Man, their interaction would be ridiculous.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Like, I can kind of see kind of the Spider-Man Homecoming vibes a little bit from Shazam,
Absolutely.
and I felt like if they had, adapted some elements of Superman, Shazam, First Thunder, and kind of had like Clark pop up somewhere and kind of mentor Billy a little bit, I would not have been mad at that. I would have been like all in. I want that,
Please.
But like,
yes.
can I still have it? But they didn't. They didn't. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
That just leaves the door open for the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll say this, and I think Joe said it too. Zachary Levi did a really good job, and credit to Asher Angel too. And I said this in a non-spoiler review. I like that they both felt they were on the same page. Like when Zachary is Shazam, he still has the same mannerisms as when Asher Angel was playing Billy. Like
Yeah,
it felt very interchangeable. It didn't feel interchangeable. Like, oh, it's different. It's like, no, they pretty much kept the consistency intact, which I think that's, in a situation like this, is always a kind of a tough thing to really do, you know. And I thought they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, I think the kid Asher, I think he's a really good actor. Like, I think he sold a lot of Billy's mannerisms, like, you know, really well. I really actually like the character arc that Billy went on in this movie, where what he thought he wanted wasn't what he really needed.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? Somebody pointed out online. Like, I've been watching some of the feedback and shit, and somebody was saying, you know, my biggest problem was that it felt like Zachary Levi and Asher Angel were playing two different characters, because when Asher Angel is Billy, he's very serious, and he's kind of like, you know, I mean, he's just kind of a serious, he's kind of a prick, and then when he's Shazam, he's funny, he's lighthearted, and I can see what they're saying, but the only way that I can chalk it up is, like, when he's Billy, he's on a mission to find his mom, and that's the only thing that really matters to him, is to find his mom and reconnect with her, and he has this idea that he's going to be, you know, just the perfect son, the perfect family, and then when he's Shazam, I kind of equated it to, like, let's say you were that kid and someone handed you $50 million cash. Like, you don't lose sight of, like, I want to find my mom, but it fucking helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's almost like, well, now I can have some fun too. And I was telling somebody, because one of my friends said the same thing, and I'm like, yeah, but if you woke up tomorrow, let's say you're a foster kid or you're an orphan or whatever serious shit is going on, and you realize tomorrow that you can fly, and you're invulnerable, and you're a superhero, you're gonna have some fucking fun with that, and it's gonna bring some levity to whatever serious issue you have in your life, because, I mean, it's now you have this power that you didn't have yesterday, and something new has been introduced into your life that's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, you don't want to see a somber fuck. You don't want to see Billy turn into Shazam and be like, yeah, okay, whatever. Where's my mom?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not the character.
I don't know. It's just, I saw people, and I know folks were doing this bullshit and stuff where it was like, oh, why is Shazam got to be so happy? You know, Shazam's supposed to be serious. And I'm like, okay, he's a 14-year-old
Have you ever
kid.
picked up a Shazam book in your fucking life?
Now, here's the thing.
Like, the character is called the Big Red Cheese. Like, what?
Now, here's the thing. The only thing that I can, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, I can only assume you only read Kingdom Come Shazam. That's the only thing I can chalk that up.
But then he was mind controlled in that, so he wasn't himself. So
yeah, that's
what I'm saying.
Read like, that's the only thing I could really maybe chalk it up to. But I'm like, dog, if you know Shazam, every iteration, whether it's the Justice League cartoon, that Superman Shazam short that they did, even fucking Young Justice, he's a 13, 14-year-old kid. If you like
having an absolute fucking blast,
like Joe said,
living his best life.
Yeah, like Joe said, he's 14. You get powers, you're gonna fucking lose your goddamn mind. Like, yo, I'm gonna fucking fly. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of crazy ass shit. All right, cool.
Right. Jeez, I mean, like I don't understand that people that are kind of like. I mean, I like to think, at least to me, that Asher Angel and Zachary Levi got together and were like, okay, how are we going to play this character? You know, like, it wasn't. To me, it didn't seem like Asher Angel was like, all right, well, this is my interpretation of Billy, and then Zachary's like, all right, I'll just copy that. It seemed like, you know, they got together collectively and decided, you know, how this character, because there are moments where Billy is lighthearted as a kid. I mean, when he's, you know, talking to Freddy and stuff like that, I mean, he is, I wouldn't say funny,
yeah,
but he's not just a complete prick the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you know, if someone's like, hey, by the way, now you can fly, now you're an adult, now you're super strong, now you're bulletproof, yada, 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 you're not going to be like, all right, thanks, whatever. Like, no one wants to see that fucking movie.
Nope.
Well, some of these uncreative motherfuckers, they might be like that.
Yeah,
Right, but I mean, like, that's just not, I mean, even when somebody said, one of my friends was like, God, why did he kept saying holy moly? And I'm like, dude, that's like his sweet Christmas.
Catchphrase,
like,
motherfucker.
Yeah. That's
and like, I'm glad they kept that shit in. I loved it. and it wasn't
Yeah,
appropriate. Like it didn't like take you out the scene. Like it was used, you know.
Yeah, like what did he say? Like, oh, gee whiz, mister. And the way he said it, I'm like, oh, it's so good.
Because he was being
It's
a
so
sarcastic
fucking cheesy.
asshole in that fucking
Yeah.
instance. He was like,
Yep.
"Oh, gee whiz, sir." Like he had a sense of humor. Like, what are they? What I'm trying to see what they're talking about. Like, what? Show me your point of view because I'm not seeing it.
I don't get it. I mean, ironically enough, too. Side note before we continue. Okay, so why are there teenagers rolling up in pickup trucks, kicking the shit out of handicapped people? I don't get this. That's weird. That threw me off for a second. I'm like, they're beating up a handicapped kid. Is this the '80s? Have we went back to the '80s where we can do this? All right, cool. I guess.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. And like, is it just me or did it bother you all that there was like a whole crowd of people watching these guys beat up a kid on crutches and like in broad daylight, like nobody saying anything? And Pedro, why is your big ass just standing there helping your fucking foster brother? Like, what the fuck?
Pedro is about
Honestly,
his
though,
business.
it's no, man. Cause you know what though? Like I said the same thing. My first question was, where the fuck are the parents? Like, where are the
I'm
adults?
like, where's
where's
everybody?
that
Like,
where's that security guard or whoever? Like, and I mean, not only that, they fucking hit him with a car.
Exactly.
You know what
I'm
I mean?
like,
Like they
pay me
hit
my
him
money,
with
bitch.
a fucking car. But the whole like, why didn't anybody jump in? I mean, look at the culture around us. That guy that beat that old woman's ass on the train, people just filmed it. I mean, that's kind of the way things are.
Yeah,
Just
true.
disgusting. Just fucking.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it also made Billy look, I guess, heroic. It made him look more heroic because he's ready to walk away, and then he's like, oh, fuck, you know. And even Eugene tried to do some shit, and he's, you know, but I was like, where the fuck are the adults? You know what I mean? Not only are you kicking a handicapped kid, you hit him with your fucking car.
And you're fucking parked on the damn lawn, you assholes.
Not only that, but here's my question. School is out. Why are you pulling up? Are you picking somebody up? Are you dropping somebody off? Like,
They go to the school,
why are you just
apparently.
pulling up?
Apparently they go to the school. I'm like, how does this
Yeah,
work? This is a
radically
weird
ag-
school.
But my question, so like school is getting out, the kids are leaving. Why are these guys? So they're either just pulling up to hit the handicapped kid, or what the fuck? I'm like,
know.
wait, are you
No,
picking up your
I
son,
think
or
it-
what the fuck?
Maybe we shouldn't be like thinking too hard in the logic of dick bags. Maybe that's our
I
problem.
mean, look, I was just happy for the come up of Billy literally just dropping their truck in front of him as Shazam, and I was like, all right, cool. He got his comeuppance. Dope.
Somewhere Clark Kent shedding a single tear going, that boy knows well.
He's learned.
He did the power move. Good man. Good
Oh
boy.
my god, man! But yeah, you know what's okay? So it's crazy. The special effects in this movie were actually pretty good. I like I said, a couple of things hit or miss, but I like the homage that they did to like remember in Man of Steel, you know, Superman's fighting Zod. I like how they did this in Shazam, but like Billy's like, I can't hear you. It just sounds like two people. I can't hear you from a distance, and I'm like, that's actually something.
That was a good joke.
Yeah,
That was a
I
good joke.
don't know too many places that will make that kind of joke. Like, how are they hearing each other from a mile-long distance? That's exactly how it would go. Lightning effects was dope.
Well, Zod and Clark both have super hearing.
Oh yeah, that's true. True. I keep forgetting about that.
But,
So
yeah, but still a good joke.
that's why this worked, because that's not one of Billy's powers, at least to my knowledge. So he's like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, they're a mile and a half away, and he's like, I can't even. I don't understand you. Like, that's why.
Mhm.
That's why it works, because it's not like, you know, you have to understand. A lot of people are going to confuse this with Superman.
Yeah.
It was, you know, and they very clearly kind of express his power set versus Superman's power set.
Yep.
And hearing isn't one of his abilities. And he's like, you know, and Savant is giving this grand speech. And he's,
Uh-oh. Cut out a little bit.
can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, we
Okay,
got it.
sorry. No, I'm just saying, like, it's fun that they pay homage, but then they throw a joke in there.
Yeah. I mean, and just the fact
You know
that,
what I mean?
that the movie let Savant actually keep going with his monologue without stopping he just kept going with it, and then Billy fought him. And it's like, all right, cool. They kept that. I'm fine with that. That works.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so poor Santa Claus too. Shout outs to him. That man. Woo! That had to be the funniest long running joke in that film, period. Santa Claus just getting all the shit thrown at him across the board. Sorry.
I know, I'm always here for you in one way or another, and as soon as she hits the fan, he's like, get the fuck out of here. That little girl's look, too.
No, but like when the news camera got to him, but then when he got to the news cameras at the end of the movie, he's like, "Oh my god, you see this shit?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so
it's not fucking cool, man."
Oh, I hope he's in the sequel. Please be in the sequel.
I need that.
Please be a recurring character. Please.
Am I the only one that thought, I think Billy and Freddy together are really good.
Oh yeah,
Freddy and Shazam together are fucking money.
Oh yeah, definitely. That
most definitely.
That whole sequence of him videotaping him, like from the time they're in the convenience store, I laugh as soon as he was like, "Hold up, you sure it ain't the suit that makes you bulletproof? Is your face bulletproof? Shoot him in the face!" And I was like, "Did you just?" And the robber's just like, "All right, go ahead and shoot him in the face." And I was like, "Well, let's see where this."
He hands him his gun back. Well, initially when they come in and they have their guns, you see Shazam jump behind behind Freddy.
Yeah. It's like,
you know what I mean? And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." You know what I mean? But that whole scene was fucking funny. But like the power testing montage, like first of all, you have Queen, you have Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
You have who else is it? The Ramones at the end? You have it was a pretty good soundtrack, and each piece of music that they used seemed to fit the scene, because the Queen song that they used, my favorite Queen song, he's talking, the whole thing is about him having a good time.
Yeah.
You know? And he's doing his little montage, like when he lights him on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like secret fire test number 1. You know what I mean? Like each piece of music, of course, they fucking played Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can't do Philly without. Yeah, you can't do Philly without a Rocky reference.
Oh, you got to.
And not just the Eye of the Tiger. Like tigers are, intrinsically tied to Captain Marvel. Like one of his sidekicks, Talkie Tawny, it's a fucking talking tiger man. And Billy early in the movie was trying to win that stuffed tiger, and he gave the girl a tiger, and on his cape lapels he has a stamp of the tiger. So that
they were on the steps. They were on the steps in Philadelphia where Rocky ran up. It's like, yeah, you have to. It's I think it's movie law. If you're gonna film in Philadelphia, you gotta throw Rocky references in there. There's no getting around it. Period.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that when they're sitting there and he's like, "Yeah, these steps are pretty cool. I totally get why Rocky spent all that time trying to get up here." Like, the Rocky fan in me is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But the Shazam fan or the fan is like, "That's how a 14-year-old kid that didn't grow up with Rocky would talk." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like casual knowledge of like,
and again, to be fair, would they have actually even seen the movie, or just clips on YouTube or references in other movies?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and just the fact that like at one point, I know they showed in the trailers, but it was still funny with him. Like, well, maybe you can leap that building, and he ends up crashing through the building. I'm like, okay, that's actually pretty funny too.
And you hear him like, sorry, oh, I'm so sorry. Now, okay, what about this? We all knew they had to do it, and we all knew it was going to be in the movie, but I think the debate was, how were they going to do it? The Big reference. I thought, okay, maybe Big would be on TV in the background, or a Tom Hanks movie would be on in the background, but they went straight for the fucking piano gag.
Because if you think Big, if you think Big, you think that piano thing. If you want to be really real about it, it makes sense. It's like, I'll throw the piano reference in there.
Dude, the second they hit that,
just in case there's no confusion.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's gonna be a piano. Did you guys catch Annabelle on the shelf?
Yeah, I actually did see that.
I did. I was too busy trying to count the real world DC merchandise that was in that scene.
Yeah.
You threw Batman at him. Hey, real talk. I said this during the Aquaman spoiler. I like how this movie they don't side skirt any of the stuff that happened previously. Like the kid literally has like a limited edition batarang from
On his
BVS on his
On his
wall.
wall, he has the fucking Superman death. The death thing that says Superman died fighting Doomsday.
Yeah,
or
he has
Wonder Woman and Batman helped him. Like it happened.
He quote unquote has the
So-
bullet from Superman. I'm
But
like, I don't think that
how
was
do you
real.
think how do you think that works though? Because I mean that's the Henry Cavill Superman and the Ben Affleck Batman.
I mean,
I guess they're gonna do a James Rowe Bruce Banner with it.
probably.
Just-
This,
I mean,
just
It fucking sucks, but you know.
it's like, hey, it's the same Hulk from Incredible. We just throw that reference in there. We be good. We'll be fine.
It's the same dude. It's sort of the same costume,
But with-
it's still good.
But with Batman, I mean Batman like you have his Batarang.
Yeah.
Let's say Matt Reeves does the Batman and it's the new Batman or whatever. I mean, it's not that hard to be like, oh yeah, he changed his Batarang. Like that's pretty fucking easy.
Yeah.
But that's very obviously the Henry Cavill. I mean, the texture of the suit, the events of Justice League, the events of Batman vs Superman. So like that happened. So again, I'm not trying to read too far and be like, oh no, that means that Cavill's on board. I hope he is, but that's a further reason to like, God, work this shit out, man. You know what I mean? Because if you try to bring in another Superman, fans are going to be like, well, who the fuck is this guy? Like, is he the same one or the different one? Like,
because you can't luck out. Like, I feel Marvel lucked out when they recasted Spider-Man because Amazing had came out, 2 years prior? So I felt that they lucked out a little bit because, hey, Spider-Man's in the MCU, so they had that going for them. And I think if you try to recast Superman, it's like, can you really get away with that unless you're really aiming for, this is the new DCEU, it's not the old one, unless that's what they want to ride on, if they do that.
Not unless they're about to pull a fucking Flashpoint.
Don't say that.
no, I heard what's his face was out as Flash now, so that's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
whole,
yeah.
that
I
whole
heard
thing back
that
again.
too. Yep.
And then there was
But
three.
I mean, okay, so his Shazam exists in the same universe as Jason Momoa's Aquaman. Jason Momoa's Aquaman fought alongside Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot. I mean, Gal's not going fucking anywhere.
No.
But
She bet not.
we all know we're getting a new Batman. But I think the argument is like, when's it going to be set? Is it going to be a prequel? Is it going to be, is this going to be the new Batman moving forward?
And now that the
And
new
then with
Superman,
Superman,
and now that the new Suicide Squad is pretty much a sequel to the original one, since they brought back like Viola Davis and Homeboy that played.
Captain Boomerang.
I keep hearing it's a complete reboot.
They confirmed
Nope,
it.
now it's
Joel
a
Kinnaman is coming
sequel.
back. Viola Davis is coming
Boomerang,
back, and Captain Boomerang is coming
Waller
back.
and they initially walked it back and said Idris Elba, he's not playing Deadshot anymore. He's a new character that they haven't announced yet.
He's Bronze Tiger. I'm calling it now. He's
Bronze Tiger.
Please, fucking please be Bronze Tiger. I'm
He's
begging.
Bronze. So now you have that one. So and then you got Birds of Prey. So it's like, I'm feeling they're playing very fast and loose, and where they're doing it with this continuity thing, and they're seeing where the chips fall. Essentially, that's how I see it, at least.
But I mean, remember before Cavill was out? I mean, again, I don't know that he's. And this could be just complete fucking me just refusing to accept reality because I love him, but he's gone on like Instagram and Twitter, not Twitter, but Instagram and shit like that, and said like, I love playing the character and I'm down to come back. But like, right? How the fuck are you going to give me in a Shazam movie? You can't give me Man of Steel 2. You know what I mean? Like, I think, and it's a valid point.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to do Birds of Prey but you can't do Superman 2? You know what I mean?
It felt like they were just ducking and dodging Man of Steel 2 more than anything else.
Yeah, but now that, I mean, the character has been established at the end of Justice League, which again is part of this universe, like now he's much more upbeat and happy, like a Billy Batson.
Yeah.
You can put him in, like you guys were saying earlier, as a mentor role, and now people become familiar again, like, oh shit, it's Superman, like people know who that is, and then lead that into a Superman 2. Doesn't have to be dark, doesn't have to be gloomy, but to kind of include Superman in this movie and then to say, oh yeah, we're not doing anything with the character for the next 10 years, and then get rid of the actor that people have known for the past, what, fucking 5-6 years?
Yep.
To me, it seems to counteract what they're currently trying to do, because what they're doing right now is working.
Yeah.
You know, Aquaman, Wonder Woman was great. Shazam is great. I love Man of Steel. Like, it almost seems like they've got a handle on it, but they're kind of like, all right, what next?
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I said fast and loose. Like, they're really just seeing what happens and what sticks and, you know, and all that stuff. That's what it seems like.
Like, what do you guys think? Because The Rock said on Instagram, he's like, I think we start shooting Black Adam next year. But I think we get Shazam 2 before we get Black Adam.
I think we get Black Adam before anything else,
You know,
because let's be real about this. How long has Black Adam been on the fucking? It's been on the chopping block. He's been up for
About 10
Black
years.
Adam since like Green Lantern came out. So it's like, yeah, that shit's gonna come out before. I mean, especially if you're trying to posit a lot of things.
I don't know, because The Rock is hella busy.
He probably got it blocked out on the schedule for Black Adam, knowing him, because he ain't gonna.
Well, but don't you think the age of the kids and them getting older would factor into them greenlighting Shazam first?
Probably.
Yeah, I would say yes. Well, I would say you got these kids. You know, they're gonna age up like weed, so you gotta get what you can and get it now.
The little girl is on This Is Us right now, and she's like 5, 6. I think she's like 6 years old. So your next Shazam movie, she's gonna probably be like 8 years old at that point. You know.
I mean, damn, she was as perfect as Darla too, man. Damn.
Oh, she's adorable.
I
mean, all
she
those
fucking
kids.
nailed that character, man.
All those kids were perfect. I mean, Pedro said 3 things, but like, did you guys catch the fact that he alluded to the fact that he's gay?
I don't know if that was gay or not. You know, that strip clubs aren't for everybody.
Well, when he's like, because they said something, she's like, it's really good music, and they look at him, and he's like, it's not my thing. I was like, does he mean the music, or is my man gay?
Either or, it works either way.
I mean, I'm not knocking it if he is, but I don't know.
That's a pretty good interpretation, though. I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm fine with it.
Well, I mean, think about it. You have, I mean, if you introduce the Shazam family, you have an Asian kid, you have a black kid, you've got a handicapped kid, you've got a Hispanic kid, one of them's gay. You know what I mean? Like, you're kind of, it would be smart,
yeah,
to kind of, you know, cover the. I mean, fuck man, the Yellow Power Ranger was gay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean in the movie. So, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know,
that whole sequence. I'm still amazed.
I'm still tripping. I'm still tripping on that scene when Freddy came out eating them damn chicken wings.
Bruh.
And what did he say? What did he say? He called some. He said, "Some of you looking good today." Like, damn, so this not your first visit? Okay, go ahead then.
And he's like, they're really nice people.
I'm shocked that this movie dared go in that direction of actually having the kids in a strip club. I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh shit. And like, you didn't even have to show the inside of it. You didn't even have to show the inside of it to emphasize like the ridiculousness of the scene. The visuals of them walking out was enough. It was like, all right, cool. All right.
On that same note, I hate to be that guy, but like, okay, you can show a dude getting his head bit off, but you can't show the inside of a strip club?
Well, you know, can't show titties and all that stuff, you know.
I mean, they have to be naked. You know, they do have to get undressed first. I'm just saying.
I mean, not all of them, and it is Philadelphia.
I mean,
true.
I mean,
this isn't Deadpool where you can get away with like, oh shit, strip club titties. You know, it's like still. But like you said, Prime, the whole idea of like, is this family friendly? They just threw a guy outside the window of a building. He probably died. I think.
I mean, his brother is fucking dead. I mean, you're not walking up from that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing though, like, and I know that they tackled this in Kingdom Come, but it's kind of an offshoot. Like, what happens when Billy gets older?
Still,
you know what I mean?
Just
like,
gets older. He just gets older.
Just,
Shazam stays. Captain Marvel stays the same. They touched on that.
Right, but
Young Justice as well. Sorry.
But so the thing is, like, this franchise kind of has a time limit. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, Asher Angel becomes Zachary Levi. And
you're right.
if Azure Angel is 14 right now, all right, you could milk this until 18, 19. But at some point, I mean, puberty hits, growth spurts. Like, how long can he play Billy before Zachary has to take over? And then how confusing does that get?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I think we get Shazam 2 before Black Adam, because The Rock is fucking busy, but it seems like he's really enthusiastic about this character, and now that Shazam is a hit, you know, he's wanting to get into that universe properly. I just hope they don't do some fucking bullshit where, like, he's not such a bad guy and, you know, he's missing... Dude, like, Black Adam is fucking evil.
No. Well, I mean, it's weird because the comics...
To be fair, yeah, I don't think Black Adam is, like, irredeemable. He's not, like, evil. Like, I think he's always been kind of portrayed as kind of like an anti-villain, especially, like, in, like, the mid-90s to early 90s, thousands.
It's the Vegeta Locket where Vegeta Locket,
yeah, I think
it's like, oh, he's bad when he wants to be, but he could be good, but it's only for his kind of like purpose, kind of like,
or his cause. He's kind of like,
he's not against endangering the public.
No, he's not. He's. I would say that
like
he's more. He really is more of an anti-hero. He's kind of like a Punisher, Wolverine type, you know, like, but not as good as Wolverine, but not as. He's like in the middle between those two.
Like when Venom came out. Like, Venom now is an anti-hero, and like people like, you know. But when Venom came out, he was fucking bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was a bad guy. And, like, to my knowledge, Black Adam is basically, you know, the bad Shazam. He wants Billy's power, and he'll do whatever he has to do to get it, including putting people in harm, including, you know, endangering the public, et cetera, et cetera. So, like, that's not real. Like, Frank wouldn't endanger the public necessarily to get at somebody, but if somebody endangers the public with him, he'll fire back. So that's kind of where I draw the line, is like, Black Adam's like, fuck it, I'll throw somebody off the bridge to get you come out or whatever. And, you know, I mean, I'm assuming they're going to want to tell his story, which to me, I'm starting to have fucking flashbacks of the Scorpion King. And
I can see them.
I'm like,
I can see it.
What's weird is that I can see them going... Because I know in New 52, I think during the 52 arc, he fought the 7 deadly sins. I think Pestilence infected Isis, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was before New 52. That was during Countdown?
Yeah,
Countdown. The 52, the weekly event?
Yeah, Countdown. Yeah, Countdown. My bad. I'm getting it mixed up. Yeah, Countdown, he fought Pestilence. And then, like, I was like, all right. And then, like, somehow... God, I've read... what the hell was the name of that? Future's End, where he was helping Frankenstein and them out in space, and I'm like, so Black Adam is good again? I'm confused here.
Yeah, like, there's a real good arc in Jeff Johns' Justice Society where he was a member of the team when they were trying to, like, you know, air quotes, redeem him, but like they only work. He wasn't only working for them. Like, in Black Adam's mind, he's not the villain. Like, everything he does for his people. So he's kind of like, I guess, a closer analogy probably Magneto would be more likely.
I mean, he helps Sinestro against Ultraman in Forever Evil.
Yes. Yes, he joined up with Lex Luthor's villain squad there. Press F for Bizarro, though. Can I just pour one out for Bizarro? Just one.
Got to.
But yeah, he whatever he does for his people. And so Jeff Johns had this arc where he was joined with the Justice Society, where they were trying to show, like, Black Adam isn't all that bad. But ultimately, at the end of it, you know, Black Adam's gonna Black Adam. So, you know, he had to have his own Splinter Cell and join Kodaki and do, you know, Black Adam is shit. So that's the tragedy of Black Adam as a character. Like, he in his mind thinks he's doing well, and everything he does, he thinks he's justified in it. It's really not, Adam. You're kind of a dick.
Mm-hmm.
And he's his whole background is from, like, ancient Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's.
I mean, like, how do you? But again, I'm getting fucking Scorpion King vibes. But, like, how do you think they do that? Because, I mean, The Rock, say what you want about his movies, like, he can do comedy and he can do action. He's not the greatest actor, but I think he would fit well in a Shazam movie because there's that balance of the two. I mean, it just depends on, do they put him in Shazam before his origin movie, or do they wait for the origin movie to put him in Shazam? Because that would almost lead me to believe that you'd have to wait for a Shazam 3. Because
I don't know.
How long do you wait for him?
I don't know. That depends on how you want to play that. Like, I kind of agree with you. I believe that Shazam 2 should come first, then Black Adam, then Shazam 3 should be Shazam versus Black Adam. But if they're smart, they want to get that rock bump as soon and as much as possible. So I don't know. If they're going to lean in with Mr. Mind and Shazam 2, like, I really want them to lean heavily in Monster Society. Like, I really want them to go full tip. Oh, and by the way, like, the fucking Crocodile Man cameo, I had fucking tears in my eyes laughing.
Hold on, where was that at?
You know when they're back at the Rock Return and they're looking through the doors and the fucking Crocodile Henchman dudes?
Oh, shit,
like,
that's right. Yeah, damn, I forgot about that.
At the fucking Crocodile Man, like, this, like, they knew what they were fucking doing. Like, that's
It's like deep
gorgeous.
cut, like as hell, man.
Like, fucking love. Like, yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to hate this movie. Like, I can't. The things that it did well. It did it quite spectacularly well. So I think, like, by law, I'm obligated to like it.
Wasn't Black Adam, like, his powers? Is it the same wizard or is it a different wizard?
It's the same wizard, different pantheon.
Yeah.
Forgive me, I don't know.
Egyptian. It's like I know Horus was in it.
Yeah, something like
Amon.
that. Yeah, I think it is Amon. Yeah.
So if it's the same wizard with a different power set, how does it go from Egyptian to Greek?
Well, they don't really actually have different powers. They pretty much have the same. The same.
Well, no, I understand that, but I mean, like, is he just saying, like, oh, fuck, you're Egyptian, here's some Egyptian guys you can speak, and then, I mean, Billy's not Greek.
That we know of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, comic books, shrug. I don't actually know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I thought it was questionable too. I also,
like,
I also think it's really weird.
So.
I don't like that. No, man. Like, I kind of agree. I kind of agree with you, but like, I kind of think they probably want that rock bump as soon and as fast as possible. So that leads me to think that maybe it might go Black Adam then Shazam 2, so Black Adam can team up with Mr. Mind and Savannah. I don't know.
Regarding the power set you were saying, Joe. So like, while Shazam is basically like Greek gods and stuff, so it is Egyptian based because I think his Shazam is basically the stamina of Shu. The swiftness of Heru, the strength of Amon, the wisdom of Zehudi, the power of Aton, and the courage of Mihin. So yeah, it's supremely Egyptian based, Egyptian god based.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, the exact same power, just different.
Yeah, just different gods, essentially, and stuff.
Origin.
Yeah, cause I do remember. I think I don't know which comic it was. They were reflecting on. I think the Flash said that his speed, like, Black Adam's speed is along the lines of like early Barry Allen Flash, essentially speed wise. I don't know if it was Wally or Bart that mentioned that, but yeah, it's basically like Golden Age Flash, essentially.
Now, but okay, so if they do a Black Adam movie telling his origin, like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, I mean, especially when you have someone like The Rock, who is a massive, massive star, like, you want to give him his own movie. And even in Instagram, he was saying, like, we didn't know how to put these two characters into a movie and make it make sense, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But if you set this movie up where he's kind of an anti-hero and it kind of is the Scorpion King with powers or different powers at least.
Yeah.
How do you then kind of root for Billy when they go after each other? You know what I mean? Because
it's like, it's The Rock. Do I hate The Rock? I don't know.
I mean, I hate some of his fucking movies. I hate that I tried to watch Skyscraper.
I'm sorry.
You mean Chinese Die Hard?
Yeah. Dude, I watched that shit on HBO, and I mean, I stopped paying attention about 5 minutes into it.
It's hilarious for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's bad. But like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting because like Shazam, again, the people that I know that don't like comic books or really don't watch these kinds of movies have gone out and seen it and they fucking love it. And my friend's daughter is obsessed with both Billy and Shazam. You know what I mean? So like, he kind of seems like, which I never thought I would say this, kind of about Aquaman and Shazam, is like, he kind of seems like a gateway character that people can go out and see because it is a family movie. It is a good time, but it also fits within that universe. And, you know, you even though he kind of acts like a dick in the movie at points, like you root for Shazam, especially at the end when, how fucking funny was that scene when he's like, okay, all hands on deck, say my name, and they all say Billy.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. And the fact, how do you now handle like rooting for that character, introduce Black Adam, probably rooting for him in his own movie, pitting them against each other, and then, you know, do they spin off into their own franchises? Is Black Adam, you know, does he join the villain society or whatever? Like what happens with him? And it's kind of funny now, like, you can't call them the Marvel family. So is she like, what is she, Lady Shazam? They can't ever say that.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is it Marvel? Is he Mary Shazam? Is it Shazam Jr.? Like, how does this work?
I mean, they never outright said it was Mary Marvel. That's the crazy part about it.
Because they probably can't.
Yeah.
They can't call it Mary Marvel.
And can they each transform without him around?
If
In
I
the
remember
comics,
52, they can, can't they?
They can, yes, I believe so.
Yeah, they can.
No, wait, what's fine? Yes, they can, because that's big plot point in the arc that's going on now in the new comic series.
Yeah,
where they've been separated. Well, you know what? I don't know because now they've been separated. Eugene and Pedro are I think they're called Game World, and then before they got sucked in there, they transform, but they're not untransforming because I think they're afraid they might not be able to transform back. I don't know. I have to go back and.
I thought it was interesting too because I thought the kids, when they all said Shazam, I thought it was going to be like the Flashpoint shit where all of them just join inside Billy's mind for some weird reason or some shit. That's what I thought was going to happen too.
Man, they went full-fledged Marvel family. Let's get it.
That Flashpoint shit still fucks with me to this day in that cartoon where where Wonder Woman breaks them all apart and she slits one of their throats and I'm like, well, I guess they can't transform into Shazam now. So,
well, I mean, in Flashpoint, he was he was Captain Planet. That's what that was.
Oh yeah, basically.
he became Captain Planet. But like, okay, so in the movie, did it seem like each of them had a specialty power, or do they all have the same powers?
So basically,
they have the same powers, but like there's like different power tiers.
Pedro basically, I think he has way more super strength than Billy and everybody else. Essentially, I think
he's stronger than Billy.
Yeah, like basically.
No, I think they have. I think Billy, he's like the Model T. He's like what they all derive from. But like they each have they all have the same powers, but they each have specialized powers. Like Pedro, he more favors strength. Darla maybe favors
super
speed. It looks like Freddy does flight the best.
Yeah.
And Eugene does lightning, but Billy is like the top tier. Like he's like what's a better example? He's like the Gundam, and the rest of them are like mass produced suits with specialty fields.
So I was gonna say Billy is Ryu and everybody else is just basically the Shoto.
You know clones. What? You're right. That's even better. You're right because that's a better example. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody else is Shoto clones. It's like not a bad thing. It's just like, hey, everybody just has a specialized aspect of things. That's all it is.
How about
Ken's better at Ken?
How about fucking Eugene throwing in the Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat references?
I mean, that worked. I mean, he is a video gamer. He was like, Hadouken! I'm like, okay, I'm good with that.
Oh, fuck. I had people look at her like, what did he just say? And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, come on. Street Fighter, like, come on. Really?
You just fucking broke me just then. I've been
hearing that. I'm like, you can't say that, especially when there's a Street Fighter 5 out. No, you can't do that. It's not like it stopped at Street Fighter 2 and that's it. No, we're at Street Fighter 5.
It's not like excuse. He said a fucking move from like Bloody Roar or Killer Instinct. You fucking, are you serious?
Well, you should have stopped at Bloody Roar because Killer Instinct is still out right now. Bloody Roar, yeah. It's like, who the fuck remembers Bloody Roar?
Yeah, but I mean, he references the two most popular fighting game franchises ever, and there are people like when he said fatality or whatever, people were like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Okay, like really? I mean,
Who are you hanging out with?
Jesus Christ,
Mortal Kombat, like,
dude,
come on, people.
I'm not saying they were my friends. I'm saying people in the theater. We're like, what do you say? Like what?
Just sit there, just
So-
shake your head, like, what the hell, people?
Did you guys think?
Oh,
Because I saw the toys, so it kind of, to me, it kind of spoiled the Shazam family a little bit for me. But were you expecting it in the sense that, like, I've heard the argument made that, like, now that you include them, it kind of makes Billy a little less special. But then I've also heard the counterpoint where you have the 7 deadly sins. Like, he needed his family
Yeah.
because it kind of would have been too much for Billy to just snuff them all out and Savannah. You know, so like you needed the family to kind of help, and then at the end I heard, like, oh, there's 7 seats. The 7th seat is for Black Adam, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Or would have been.
Because there's only 6 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because I think the thing of it is,
Okay.
too, in the comics, I think out of the Shazam family, I think Mary Marvel was the only one that DC really kind of tried to make. I'm not going to say they try to make her like the Supergirl of the Shazam family, but they basically try to make her the Supergirl of the Shazam family, have her own kind of like individuality, so to speak. So it doesn't take away from Billy being special, to be honest with you. No different than Supergirl popping up and, did it take away from Superman being special? Not really. I mean,
No, and like they don't have to always, and then also that they don't have to always transform or join in the fight. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be like an as needed basis. Like even in the comic books, like Lieutenant Marvels, like people who weren't Billy, Freddie, or Mary, like they only jumped in occasionally or on as needed basis.
yeah. I mean,
So in this movie, then let's say in the sequel, if shit's going down, Billy's asleep, Freddy can yell Shazam, turn into whatever the fuck he's going to be, and go handle that, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
It's and well, it's not only interesting, but then in the sequel, I mean, obviously you bring back Adam Brody, Megan Good, and DJ Petrona, but do you try to recast Mary Marvel or what the fuck her name's going to be, or do you know what I mean? Like, do you go for a bigger name for those roles? Like, how much do you try to include them in? It just seems like an interesting problem now. You know what I mean? Like, now you have Zachary Levi, who's the star, but then now that the movie's out, you have Adam Brody, you have all these people. Like, do you bring them back and include them in the main story, or if you don't, how do you keep them from just having 6 people gang up on whoever? You know what I mean?
that would be it.
Like the movie I love, but it brings up interesting questions of like, do you have all 6 in Philly? And all 6 are exactly the same.
I mean,
They're
she
all in
did say
Philly.
she was
They're a
going to
family.
college, so I mean, maybe you don't have them all together and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, that's it.
that is kind of interesting and stuff.
I mean, like you said, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's more so like, how's DC going to get around this? So, side note
I'm
though.
sure they'll figure-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sure they'll figure it out. I mean, again, like, I think the movie it told the story of Billy and Shazam and I mean, goddamn, dude, how fucked up is his mom, by the way?
Bro, I was about to get to that. Yo,
Man,
I saw that, and like in my head, I thought they were going to go with the typical Billy reunites with his mom, and they start their relation, like they're going to build back up their relationship. Like the end of the movie, he's going to build back his relationship with his mom, but still be with his foster family. And I'm like, all right, that would be dope.
Right.
But this movie was like, oh, she purposely left his ass behind. Damn.
she a deadbeat ass. Like,
It's like,
damn.
whoa, did not see that coming
that's-
whatsoever.
That I
I
was
thought they were
blindsided
gonna
by
go the
a
route of,
deadbeat
like,
mom.
Yeah, like, I thought they were going to go, like, I was like, maybe she'll be on fucking drugs and want to be in his life, and he'll be like, you know what, nah. Like,
Yeah.
the guy yelling at her, like, you're on drugs, you're in an abusive relationship. Like, I know that you're here, and I'm glad that you're alive, but, like, I need to be with good people. They straight up went with, like, yeah, I purposely left you, and, like, I don't really want anything to do with you, so, like, I got to go to work.
Peace.
And it was like, God damn. Like, I was like, you can go ahead and lightning blast this bitch in the door. Like, you can go ahead and just take her out right now.
Oh man, that was like the instant reality check. Like, holy fuck! Like, wow, damn, that's a kick in the nuts right there.
That bitch was that bitch was cold as ice, man. She don't give up, and she's like, oh shit, don't touch me either.
Oh man,
like, and before you continue, how good those fucking foster? First of all, Mom, I'm not mad at Mom at all. God damn, but like, the foster parents were good fucking people.
Well, they emphasize, like, what was great about the movie is that they didn't do the typical thing of the foster system is fucked up. That shit. It was just like, no, the foster system is what it is, and Billy is with a good mixed family, and it was the added bonus of, hey, these two people that's your mom and dad, they were part of the foster system too, so they really want to make this whole thing better. Why not? You know, so
and like, Mom is hot as fuck.
Yeah, that too. I mean, just the part that had me rolling was when he's putting the light bulb in the tree, and Billy says Shazam, and she looked at him like, "What did you do?" And he was like, "I just turned the light bulb. What do you want me to say, man?"
Yeah, I love the bolt through the house gimmick, and they're like, you know what a good sister would do? Fix the door.
Yeah.
But, okay, here's another question.
Yeah.
Here's another question, though. So when he turns into Shazam, the bolt has to hit him in order for him to transform. I've seen the Justice League, and I've seen comic books and shit where, like, you know, he'll grab somebody, and the bolt will hit them, and he won't transform back or forth,
Justice
you know?
League Action actually had an episode where Black Adam intercepted the lightning hitting Billy, and basically Billy didn't transform, and Black Adam threw him into a prison cell and shit because of it. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so it actually does have to hit him.
But my question is, when he says it underwater, how come who the fuck needs to hear it? He says Shazam, he's just underwater. Like, who's listening and who's like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What he's like, why can't he transform if he's underwater? Like, he still says Shazam. You can clearly hear him say Shazam, but he doesn't transform until he comes out of the water. And I mean, it's an honest question. I was like, well, the wizard's dead, so he basically is now like the new, you know, wizard or embodiment of Shazam. Like, who the fuck is listening? And why can't he transform underwater? Because that seems like a massive Achilles heel. Like, he has to say it loud and clear for somebody to hear to like flip the switch, or what?
Probably has to be loud and clear on that one. So that's my assumption. It has to be loud and clear. It's kind of like trying to remember, Prime, was there ever a point in Power Rangers where they were kind of like they couldn't say his morphin time and transform due to some bullshit?
Not unless there was like a jamming field or something, but like they don't really need the catchphrase. They just need the device. Because it's not voice. Actually, it's really not even voice activated.
Yeah.
The Morphers and Power Rangers, like, you just need to press the buttons.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
Yeah, I mean, if they gave you a morpher and were like, look, man, you can transform, but you got to say some shit, I'd be like, nah, man, you can have this back. Like, this is some bullshit. Like, I'm trying to say this shit every single fucking. But when he said it underwater, I mean, it wasn't like a flaw in the movie. I was like, well, I wonder how that works, because he's clearly saying Shazam, but he's obviously underwater. You can still kind of talk underwater, kind of. Yeah. So why isn't he transforming? Like, it just kind of begged the question of, like, where does that power come from now?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to, like, explain it where the gods are real and, you know, it's coming from Olympus or whatever the fuck? Like, why wasn't he able... It's almost like if somebody got on top of him and was, like, raper choking him, and he said, like, Shazam! Would he transform if it's not audible?
I don't know.
I know that I'm looking way too far to this shit, but
I don't know.
All right.
That's a debacle here. It's kind of like it feels like we're in remember?
Man, fuck this movie. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you remember that shit in Mallrats stuff where Brody kept talking about like Mr. Fantastic and his dick size and all that shit. I think that's where we're hitting.
Yeah.
We're hitting that territory now, and it's like. I think we're thinking too hard, guys.
It's a fair question.
Oh, it's a fair question, but it's like, I think this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's comic book logic. Fuck it. Fine. Cool. Let's go with it.
All right. Here's a side question for you guys, and this is kind of like a stupid question, but let's say when we do get The Rock as Black Adam, and Zachary Levi as Shazam. How silly is Zachary Levi going to look in a padded suit next to The Rock, who needs no padding?
So here's the thing. I saw Zachary Levi at San Diego last year. He has bulked up, but I feel that there's room for him to get even more bigger than what he needs to be. Because I remember him in
But
Chuck.
do you think
and I
he'd
remember
get that
Chuck,
big?
like when I remember him in Chuck, and he was pretty small-esque and stuff. So when I saw him on stage, I was like, okay, like he bulked up a little bit for Shazam. But like you said, it's like The Rock is a ginormous dude now. Like back when they announced him and Zachary are about the same size, give or take. You know, for the most part. That was
Yeah,
like
Zachary's tall, right?
yeah, Zachary's tall. So like him and The Rock, I'm not gonna say they were the same build, but like it was like, all right, that looks like that could be a thing. But you know, The Rock hit his fucking HGH and got fucking huge and stuff, and then now it's like,
Oh, he's on all the shit.
I'm not even gonna say steroids. That
Destroying plates of pancakes.
I'm not even gonna
Seen
say
that shit?
I'm not even gonna say steroids. That dude's on HGH, which still you're fucking getting huge off that shit. It's like,
Hell
yo,
no, that motherfucker is on Tyrant. What are you talking about?
that dude eats whole steaks raw.
No, he's on all the Mexican supplements. Like, and I don't give a fuck because he's acting, so whatever. You know what I mean? Like in wrestling, it's a little dicey because you're doing your thing, but like I mean, you see him now, right? He's what, almost 50? He's gotta be 48, something like that.
Man, this is why
That boy,
I need
he
him.
don't-
I need him. I need a Black Adam Jason. I need a Black Adam Aquaman movie ASAP before he gets too old. I need this.
Well, I mean that, like, I need to see him and Superman. Like, but my question is like, again, the suit. I like the suit. I love the little detail in it. I love the little piping around the chest. You know, I like the Greek glyphs around the cape and everything. Like, I think the suit looks good. I love that the cape is kind of short.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. I wish that fucking lightning bolt on that belt would light up though.
Man, how are they dropping the ball on the fucking toys? I would love to get a Shazam like glowing lightning thing to attach to a T-shirt or something.
Wait! First of all, the T-shirts are bullshit. I'm gonna do my own, so just wait for that one. But wait till that hot toy comes out and the fucking chest lights up. But that was my only gripe with the suit, was that, like, as much as we make fun of Green Lantern, the movie,
yeah,
the one thing I do like about that movie is that it answered the question of, like, and I've said this for years, and I said this the other day on Twitter, like, if the fucking ring is green and supplies green energy, why is his costume black and white? Right?
That's why I like the Justice League cartoon. They fucking nipped that shit in the bud, because you remember Jon Stewart didn't have not an ounce of white on his suit at all.
Right.
It was like, nah, fuck that.
Well,
we're done.
wasn't the emblem white and green or no?
No, it was just green. It was was it? Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was white and green.
Yeah.
Shit, you're right. Yeah, damn.
All right. But like my point is like in the Ryan Reynolds movie, they showed the power emanated from the chest and it kind of flowed, you know, through the extremities and shit like that. I actually really liked that look. I'm not.
Yeah, the suit concept was dope,
fan of, like,
especially with Sinestros.
Yeah, the concept was dope.
I like that but my point is like they showed that the power flew through his body and it flowed through his body. You know what I mean? And I like that. And with Shazam, I mean, you're basically made of magic, and the bolt, let's just say, is let's say it's the hub or the focal point or whatever you want to call it. My only gripe was that it just kind of looked, and I know that it was practical. They said it was a practical effect that he wore in the suit. I like that effect that they have, that Kirby crackle in the comic books where it crackles and it pops and like it kind of glows, and it's different volumes of magic that flow out of it. That's the only problem that I had, was like, I wish it looked a little bit more magical like that.
I think the Injustice Green Lantern outfit was dope, because they just took the white out completely. It's just green, black, boom, that's it and stuff. Which, funny thing too,
right?
Yeah, the funny thing too with Shazam, I did like that fact that they actually had Billy with the hoodie on, even if it was for a hot second.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, so I mean,
you remember when they were doing like the leaks and people were complaining about the way the costume looked, and to this day I don't understand those complaints. I'm like, he looks like Captain Marvel. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, I mean,
sir, he's
I caught you.
Now.
He's Shazam.
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Shazam. My bad.
I do not need these guys fucking thumbing down this fucking video because you said Captain Marvel. Like, fuck you, man. I'm like, dude, he just said Captain Marvel. It happens, all right? It's
Or
an accident.
Captain Sparkle Fingers.
Yeah, which
Captain, I'm
I laughed.
the difference. I just call him Captain Shazam.
Oh, time out too. I do again because he's a kid. I like the fact that he thought buying beer was just the greatest thing ever, and then when him and Freddie drank it, it was like, oh fuck this shit. And they went back in and got junk food. I was like, thank you.
Great fucking that whole convenience store scene was fucking amazing. It was
Dude,
fucking great.
That scene alone. Again, I went with people both times. They don't know fuck all about Shazam. And the first time that I went, she's sitting there and she's like, you know, kind of scoffed at the trailers and was like, whatever, I'll watch it. That scene alone, when he's like, can I have some of your finest beer? And like the look on his face. And then when she points to the corner and that look he gives her, like, oh, okay. Like, that's the point in the movie I think sold most people, was like, oh, fuck, like, he is a child. Or like, shoot him in the face. And he's like, yeah, here's your gun back. Like, the enthusiasm that he has, like, oh, yeah, take your gun back. And they shoot him in the face, and he's like, you guys are dead. You know, and then they get all the fucking candy and, like,
he saves the lady,
you know, oh, hey, I'm a superhero. Yeah, like, that to me, those scenes are, I mean, Zachary Levi, like, I'm happy for him because he finally gets, like, a chance to kind of showcase the heroic side, the silly side. But, like, now having seen it, can you picture anybody else in that role?
Everybody kept saying John Cena, and it's like, I get it, but like at the same time, it's like to really get somebody to embody like the Billy Batson thing, I don't even think John Cena could have nailed that shit more than Zachary Levi did. I don't think anybody but him could have did it. And I think that works because it's, like I said, it's rare to get an actor that embodies a role. That's why I'm like, whoever is going to be Tony Stark after Endgame, if they ever do bring that character back, they're going to have some big shoes to follow because Robert Downey. You know, same with Captain America.
I mean,
you know,
yeah.
And or if they, well, I mean, Thor, you got a lot of ideas flowing on that one, but just anybody in particular you try to replace, it's like, that's going to be tough. You know, how are we going to replace these characters? How are we going to do this and stuff? So, hell.
But John Cena looks every bit of 45. I mean, he's in phenomenal shape. But get the fuck out of here. You know, he looks, and I think Zachary Levi's like 40, but I mean, he cleans up well.
I thought Zachary Levi was like younger than that.
Oh man, he's older than me.
Shit.
I'm 37, so.
Shit, never mind. Man, could have fooled me. I thought he was like.
Well, you see him during the press junkets and everything. He's got grayish hair, like he's got gray temples and everything. He's got gray in his face, but like, my point being is like, you know, like you see him on Twitter. I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram. Like he seems like a fucking really happy, like charming
he's 38.
guy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's close to 40, 38. Yeah, you're right.
And I mean, he's not that close to 40. He's almost the same age as me. Fuck out of here. Just kidding. No, but I mean, like now that you see him as Shazam, and to me, I mean, again, I love the whole cast. I think everybody was great. Like, say what you want about DC movies, but I think they've cast a lot of things really well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I mean, it's hard for me to pick anybody, at least that I know of, like anybody that has a name. Because like Zachary Levi, he was in the last two Thor movies. You know, he's part of the Disney family
Tangled.
with Finn Rider and all that kind of shit. Like he's been around, but now you're giving him it seems like the perfect showcase for him to kind of show you his, toolbox of.
If you want to go started from the bottom, this is the same guy that was in that damn Alvin and the Chipmunks sequel. So it's like, hey, that's a come up, dog. You've come a long way.
Can't be too bad at that because those movies make money though.
That is true, but it's one of those things that like people kind of like have that when it comes to those movies. And I'm like, they made money, and it's like it's Alvin and
like
fucking
somebody's
Chipmunks.
seeing them.
Like it's like
somebody
I always sit there and see people. It's like, what did you expect out of Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks? Like, what did you really expect? Like, that's why I don't get the hate with those movies. It's like it's Alvin and Chipmunks. It's already an absurd concept anyway. So. Like, what are we talking about?
The fact that you can say Alvin and the Chipmunks trilogy, if there's three of them, right?
Yeah, if
there are five of them.
If you told if you told me as a kid that we were getting live action like trilogy of Alvin and the Chipmunks, I will laugh at you in your face. And that's after those trilogy
there's more
of
than three. I feel like there's more than 3.
No, there's Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel, and the fucking Road Chip.
Isn't there a shipwreck one?
Yeah, Chipwreck. Yeah, Chipwreck. Yeah,
Oh,
Chipwreck.
fuck, there's 4?
Yeah, it's 4.
I'm like,
fuck.
I think there might be more than 3.
Yeah.
And wait. And it was a theatrical release or like a
All
DVD
4 of
release?
them theatrical releases.
God damn. Okay, well, I mean, shit, there is a trilogy plus 1, but the fact that you can say the Alvin and the Chipmunks trilogy plus 1, I mean, it says something. And he was only in one of them, right? He played like a stoner guy.
This is the second one. As like Dave's cousin or whatever, nephew or whatever, or something like that. So,
dude, he could have played Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, it is.
No Earl.
But I will say this though, him being entangled was really kind of like the big thing for him, if anything. So I thought he was dope entangled. To be honest with you.
Boy, he's in.
I think
he's.
I think Tangled is an underrated movie. I'm sorry, I think Tangled is a really underrated movie.
I think it's better than Frozen. I mean, I might get killed for that.
I agree with you.
I mean,
I fucking agree. I will fight beside you.
No, I agree.
We'll stand the hill.
I count me in. I agree with you too.
I'll probably get killed on Twitter for that shit.
No, I like the
come at
fact that he's one of those actors that has voiced a Disney character in a movie, which was what, like 10 years ago or something like that.
9 years
and
ago.
And he continues to voice that character. He's in the last.
Yeah, he was in Kingdom. Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, he voiced it in Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, came back for that.
But I mean, he also plays Finn Rider in like the direct to DVD movies and shit like that. So my point being is like. You know, when they cast these movies, like you always like that. Oh, the actor researched and this and this and this, but it gives you that little extra happiness when you realize that the guy or the girl that's playing the character is kind of one of us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he is a nerd, and like if you look at his interviews or you read anything that he said, like this guy knows his shit.
Dude, he voiced Shazam in the Lego games too. I fucking forgot about that shit too.
Well, that's my point. Is like he knows his shit, and he's like, if they did a Shazam animated series, would not fucking surprise me at all. If he was like, I'll do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's he's one of those guys, and he seems like one of us in that like he's like I've been dying to play this character or a character, and 10 years ago, if somebody was like, we're gonna make a Shazam movie, you'd be like, all right, well, I mean, because they've been trying to play for 100 years, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And Peter Berg was going to do it at some point, but it landed in the right hands. I tried to watch that fucking Annabelle creation that David F. Sandberg did. I got about 20 minutes into it.
Yeah.
And Mary Marvel's in it, I think, too.
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah.
Okay, but like it's interesting going from like horror to this.
But that horror background helped out in certain instances in this film too. I gotta give him credit for that. It helped them and stuff because I mean you saw in Aquaman with James Wong with his horror background.
Oh, the trench, dude.
Yeah, with the trench and all that stuff and some of the elements, it worked big time here with the Seven Sins. And those scenes with like I would say this, the office scene. Even though they kind of played it for laughs, it did kind of have that horror vibe to it and stuff, especially when dude was leaving out and was like, yeah, go ahead and kill him. And you see that horror just pop up out of the shadows. I was like, yep, that worked. Yeah. Because I actually thought the dude that was the guy that was out in the lobby, I thought he was going to get killed. Turns out he didn't get killed. Yep. But, I was kind of like fearing for him. Like, is he going to die? Okay, I guess he's not going to die. All right, cool. So.
No, I mean, I think from top to bottom, again, like we were saying, if you want to nitpick it, you could. There's certain things where you're like, huh? But like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like it's a movie that like all ages can watch, and you can't really say that about all the DC movies. You can't really say that about all the Marvel movies, to be honest with you. I mean, some of them are probably not appropriate for all ages.
I mean, the review's already out, but I can say this. Do not take your kids to go see Hellboy. That is hard R-rated like a motherfucker.
Oh.
Is it good?
Oh, my.
It's all right. They get a little too try-hard with the R rating. And the guy behind it, he did Doomsday, and he did The Descent. And, like, the violence in it is just hit and miss to me. Like, it's good violence, but then it's also like, did I really have to see somebody get split in half like that? Really? Like,
But how's Hellboy? Like, that's the main how's Hellboy?
Yeah, I mean, David Harbour does a good job of being like kind of making the character his own instead of being like a Ron Perlman like spin-off kind of thing. Like he actually does a really good job. Like if anything, they structured Hellboy and his relationship with the other characters. So that stuff really kind of carries the movie more than anything. Like Ian McShane is great. Fucking Lobster Johnson is in this goddamn movie. I'm like, holy fuck.
Lobster
Is he
Johnson?
really?
Yep.
That's
Oh,
day one by.
shit.
Thomas Hayden Church is Lobster Johnson. I was like, yes. Oh my god.
And there's
Fucking
there's no Abe Sapien Liz, right?
They allude to Abe Sapien, but no Liz.
I mean, they just gotta get Homeboy. They gotta get him back from fucking The Shape of Water, right?
I wish.
Is it? I mean, I was gonna see it anyways because
Yeah.
I have an AMC fucking pass. Doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
But like, do you think it'll take down Shazam?
I think the R rating hinders it. I really do, because and I think as like R rating didn't hinder Deadpool because Deadpool like it's just Deadpool, right? Like
But silly.
yeah. So with Hellboy, even though David Harbour does a good job of selling the silliness of Hellboy and stuff and having that, like it's just the R rating. It's really like hard for me to sell it to kids to go see this film. It really is. It's tough for me to say, oh, kids can see it because it's like, I don't know if there's a way I can really present this to a little kid. Like it gets gruesome and some of the stuff, like I said, some of the stuff is good. Like, you know, Hellboy's fighting the giants. It's pretty dope, you know, and yeah, so. Yeah, it has a tough road ahead of itself, especially when you got Endgame coming up, and then everybody's on the high of Shazam, and it's like, yeah.
The world will stop for Endgame.
I mean, so hey,
So
good luck.
do we
good
think
luck
that
to it.
Shazam? I hope. I mean, because I heard it only made $53 million, but that's what $10 million over what Warner Brothers expected.
Oh yeah.
And people were like, it's the lowest opening DC. And I'm like, it's also got the fucking smallest budget too, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's small budget. It's like literally under 100 million, so it really doesn't have to do much of anything. Like this is a movie that beat out Pet Sematary, which I think is great because Pet Sematary to me wasn't that great. So I mean,
I have no interest,
trust me, you're not missing anything, Joe. Trust me, you're not,
dude. You know what somebody told me? They fucking white guy. He goes, dude, it's just white people shit all through the movie.
Bruh, no
That's
bullshit, man. This is like peak white people shit. I'm like, nobody learned a lesson in this movie. I think John Lithgow's the only one that was basically telling people, hey, don't fuck around with that shit, and nobody listened to him.
Remember I told you that my problem with Us was that they were doing white people shit? Remember that?
Yes.
My friend goes, if you didn't like Us because of the white people shit, he goes, this is white people shit from fucking white people. It's 10 times worse. And I'm like, I'm good, man. Like,
Dude,
I don't
nobody
need to see
was
that
listening.
shit.
John Lithgow was telling people, hey, don't mess around with that cemetery. And then white dude's like, hey, fuck you, old man. And I'm like, well,
Yeah.
well, clearly, fuck Harry and Henderson. We're just going to revive people.
So where do you think, do you think Shazam keeps its top spot for a second week? Like, where do you think, I know it's kind of a silly question, but like, it's not going to make the $1 billion club. I wish it would.
No. I see it topping out.
But
like, I see it topping out like it's gonna probably top out at like 400 million, which is still pretty good any goddamn way. So, like I said, if it got promoted a little bit better, I think it would have had a bigger opening weekend. But I think second weekend, it'll probably beat out Hellboy. But I think Hellboy will give him a little bit of run of his money. But I mean, the way these critics is going on about Hellboy, I'm like, I don't know. So, like I said, I'm selling Hellboy short, but I think Shazam might get a second weekend. Probably, I can see it.
Because I can't think of anything else that's going to come out short of Endgame.
I mean, you got this. You got that movie Little, which is goddamn. Little is basically inverse Shazam. Like a grown woman turns into a little kid, and that fucking appeals to people too. And it's an all black movie, so hey, we're gonna come out in droves for that damn movie. On top of that, so it's like, and to be honest with you, that kind of goes along the lines of what Shazam was doing with the whole kid can be an adult. So now you got the opposite. So that could help out Little too. So it's like Hellboy is stuck in this middle ground of like, it's an alright movie. It's just, Shazam.
It seems to me like Hellboy's going to be one and done. Like, this doesn't seem like a franchise.
I still can't. I came out that movie like, you mean to tell me Del Toro winning the Oscar didn't convince Lionsgate to say, you know what, Del Toro, come back and do your third movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the Toro was like,
exactly.
if I do a third one, it has to be bigger than the other two, and they said we're not paying for that shit.
Yeah.
No.
This guy won an Oscar.
And he
You
just-
throw
he
money
slapped-
at him. I would have
Yeah.
been like, fuck it, throw money at him. He won an Oscar.
He slapped his Oscar down and was like, "What'd you say? I can't hear you with my gold." But yeah, I mean, I can't believe that they made. And I'm not shitting on the movie, but it can't believe they made this movie over making a third one.
Hey, I tell you what,
And
they're gonna fuck
it's almost like,
around.
well, Logan was rated R.
I tell you what, they should have released Hellboy on Halloween. They should have
Yeah,
released
that
it on
seems like
Halloween.
April seems like a weird.
Yeah, release it on Halloween. Nobody was really anticipating it because of the marketing. Because I think the marketing was really trying to sell people on the hard R rating thing. And I'm like, just put the shit out in Halloween and it will clean up. You know?
Well, am I the only one that thinks that Shazam and Aquaman should have traded release dates?
Yeah, because of the Christmas thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
But
Aquaman,
but,
comes
but
out
I
in
think
December.
but I would never put Aquaman in this month though. Fuck that. With Endgame coming out, hell no.
Well, oh yeah,
No,
you're right.
no,
But I'm saying like more of like let's say like a early summer release.
I would have put Aquaman out, like put Shazam out then. I would put Aquaman out around fuck. Because I don't want to say put it out in February because then Captain Marvel comes out and I don't think it would have made this billion. See, that's what sucks though, because it's like it's hard to call it and stuff.
Yeah, because Disney's about to fucking lay their dick down in front of everybody with Endgame, Aladdin.
Dumbo didn't too hot, but like I said, Endgame is Dumbo is a tax write off to me because I don't.
Well, you have Endgame, which is going to break the fucking world,
Yeah.
and then you have fucking Aladdin, you have Lion King, and then you still have Star Wars this year.
Nigga, Lion King is gonna.
You know what I mean?
Lion King is gonna murder people unknowingly. People
Man,
don't see it coming.
you see that trailer this morning?
Yep. Look,
They show it. I like how Scar's just fucking dirty. He's just dirty.
dude, protect James Earl Jones at all costs. That's all I'm saying. 'Cause
Man,
I'll
I'll tell
say
you
this,
what though,
though.
when they end with fucking Timon and when they end with Timon and Pumbaa, sold.
Look, I tell you what though, if I was Warner Brothers, I would quit bullshitting about having Del Toro on Justice League Dark and just let him do a Justice League Dark movie. With the added bonus, get Homeboy from fucking Legends as John Constantine and bring him into the fucking movies. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Man,
If you give me Del Toro doing anything Swamp Thing related, just take my entire fucking paycheck.
Man.
I can't wait for that fucking show.
Oh, that's
I'm
James
drooling.
James Wan is gonna knock it out.
James Wan, he directed the first episode, right?
Yep.
Oh,
know
I
he's
can't
producing,
fucking
but I
wait.
think he directed the first episode. I know it comes out next month. You know what I fucking like? They haven't shown us what Swamp Thing looks like.
I don't need to. Just keep it a surprise. Don't say shit.
But that's what I'm saying. I like, because normally it'd be like, here's what, like with Doom Patrol or Robin or whatever, we got to look months before the show came out.
Yeah.
I like that this is where DC excels. Like DC beats Marvel for now in terms of TV
Yeah.
and like home media and shit. Like Marvel's animated movies are fucking garbage, but
No, they haven't touched the anime
I
movie
like-
in quite a while. Yeah, so
because they learned that nobody gives a fuck. I like that DC is slowly, like, who would have thought fucking Doom Patrol would be as good as it is? You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
That
it's
show was
outstanding.
amazing.
It's outstanding, dude. I fucking love Crazy Jane. Oof. And then you have Swamp Thing coming out, and they just showed us Stargirl, the picture of her. She's dead on. Like, that's okay.
Dude,
that's
I
Stargirl.
want to see
Yeah,
fucking Stars and Stripes. I want to see what he looked like.
With
God damn.
I want to see what an R-rated Harley Quinn show looks like. You know what I mean? Like that show that they've got coming out in October. She's saying fucking shit all over the place.
I'm just saying, like, you need to get Del Toro on. Look, you need to get Del Toro on there ASAP. Don't quit loafing around on that Justice League Dark script. Just let that man won an Oscar. Give him all the money and let him make that goddamn movie. You give me Dr. Fate, you give me Zatanna or anybody from that Justice League Dark lineup, and it's fucking money. Like,
Dude, I want to see Metamorpho.
man, who you kidding?
I would. Throw Metamorpho in there just for shits and giggles. With
I mean,
Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Dr. Fate, Constantine. Dead Man, fuck you. So, back to Shazam. My last question for you guys is: if they do a sequel, I still think they're going to do the sequel before Black Adam. So let's just say that's the route that they're going to go because of the kids getting older and shit. Plus, that Jack Dylan Grazer, man, he's not going to age well. Like that's not a good looking kid.
Yeah.
You know, who would be the villain?
You have to kind of go to Mr. Mind, Monsters Evil Society. If they really are going to do that, that would be pretty dope to have him into it. 'Cause, I mean, you tease it at the end. You don't even like just do Mr. Mind and just show him how like, I mean, he's a worm, but the dude got fucking that thing got powers, man. He's not to be taken lightly.
But do you
maybe they're going to do
point with the family?
Well, if we keep the current trends where they're going to borrow heavily from the comic books, they can do the sequel and have it based on like the current arc for the Shazam book that's going right now, where they're traveling 7 realms and it looks like Mr. Mind is trying to break open the different magical realms and assume that power.
Yeah.
So then, if you do it that way, then you can also like split the kids up and have like different team or character dynamics and different new and fantastic environments. So like that's something that could be interesting that could be done.
Good. I can see that.
So then do they do like, now that you've introduced the family and they kind of have to be at least a part of the sequel, I'm just very curious, like, do you brand this as like Shazam 2 or the Shazam family or Shazam and family? Like, do they now become a fixture in these movies?
Yeah, and I say just do it like the comic book. Maybe the sequel, The Power of Shazam, like they've been calling the book that for years.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Shazam 2, The Power of Shazam.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, keep it like that.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. Like, it's like a surprise hit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going back for a third viewing tomorrow morning. My stepdad, who's like 74, that's the movie he wanted to see. And he's like, well, he's like Superman, right? I'm like, kinda. Like, yeah, he wears red, he flies, but,
I mean, might as well get it in now before Endgame, because, dear God, like, that...
Well, it's funny, because I asked him, do you want to see Captain Marvel? Is it still playing? Or do you want to see Shazam? And, once I remembered what was what, they're both Captain Marvel. No. He's like, oh, I really like to see that Shazam. Not anymore. It looks fun, this, and this. So, like, even the fact that, like, a 74-year-old who doesn't know fuck all about any of this is like, oh, I really want to see that movie. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it just kind of speaks volumes because I didn't hear much people saying that about fucking Justice League or Suicide Squad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of people were saying Wonder Woman is great. I mean, you saw how everybody was like going nuts over Aquaman, and I mean, I think Justice League, it was one of those things where you kind of had to begrudgingly be like, oh, it was Justice League, yay, and yeah, that's just kind of how like you just can't basically left off with it and stuff. But in this instance and stuff, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people and stuff. Like I said, other than I feel DC could have strengthened the marketing a little bit to go towards kids and stuff. I mean, everybody's loving it. I mean, did you see that little TV spot where he was like, it's the best superhero since last month? Which again, it goes back to the fact that I think Warner Brothers and Marvel and Disney are like, there's no rivalry. We're just taking shots at each other. It don't fucking matter. It's all the same. We're all making money. We're good.
Shazam reminds me a lot. And he Prime alluded to this earlier. I got a very strong Homecoming vibe from it, especially the end credits.
Oh yeah, that shit was hilarious.
And it to me and that's good because Homecoming was like something different within the Marvel universe. Like he's kind of their first fully costumed hero.
Yeah.
And that was something different. And he's a kid, and that was something different. And now everything. So like this is kind of like their I mean, he's still got a secret identity, but like this is still this is like their version where it's very tongue in cheek. Like I wouldn't say this was like a John Hughes movie where Homecoming felt like it, but this was very like fun and lighthearted, and you know, it was again, like I'm rambling, but it was really well done, and I hope they fucking fast track that sequel.
Yeah. So,
because you know it ain't gonna be cute. It ain't gonna be cute when Billy's like Shazam. You know,
it's like gotta give it off and stuff to the other kids and stuff. But yeah, we'll see how they maneuver through that. That's gonna be interesting. But can't believe we're literally like 12 days out before in-game week. It's gonna be ridiculous.
So what the fuck is up with in-game tickets going on eBay for $10,000? The fuck?
I've only saw one person buy it for 15, and I'm looking at those eBay things like you're a fucking idiot if you bought any Avengers in-game tickets off that shit. Like if I knew that was the jig.
Do you think you're not gonna see this mass release movie? Like, are you what?
That's what I don't get. I don't get people. That's the weird part. It's like, why are you buying? What?
I don't know. Like, half of me thinks maybe that's just manufactured bullshit, but the other half of me like people really are that stupid.
Oh, they absolutely are. Like the movie's huge because where I live, I mean, there's theaters fucking everywhere out here, right? And they're big ass theaters. Every single fucking one is sold out. I think for at least the weekend, from like Thursday to Monday.
It's not like it's a week and it's like, oh, we're not going to see it. It's like, dude, like you can like I can only assume people did it because, again, let's be real about this. And it was kind of thing, and that's I saw Shazam. Like I said, I saw it at the beginning of the month, and you're tempted. They tell you, hey, don't put it out the review until the embargo's up, and that's why we didn't put out the review until like mid to late March and stuff, because that's when the embargo was up. But what pissed me off was when I saw Screen Rant literally spoil the fucking end credits before the embargo was up, and I was like, fuck you guys, what the fuck are you doing?
Screen Rant? That site is garbage.
Yeah,
that is pure fucking trash.
I can only assume people are paying this much for the Avengers Endgame because they want to be the first to spoil some shit online. I'm like, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. Like we see.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things. Like I hate when you go on fucking Twitter. And if you and I are tweeting back and forth, and, if I'm like, oh, yeah, I really like that scene, there's no spoiler thing, I really fucking hate when people are like, spoilers. It's like, then stay off the fucking internet. You know what I mean? Like,
so mute the tag or something. Like, that. There are things in place you can do.
Like, it's like when UFC comes on, if I miss it, I don't fucking go on Instagram like, oh, geez, I hope I don't see it. It's like, just stay off until you see it.
Yeah.
And, if you don't get to see it for 3 or 4 days, being off the fucking internet for 3 or 4 days is going to kill you.
Or don't watch ESPN on TV. Just no.
Right. But like, I think the Avengers to me is like, now it's crazy because now we live in a day where I remember having to fucking line up this shit like 5-6 hours earlier.
The Star Wars prequels,
and wait in line.
Star Wars prequels.
Yeah.
Now.
Nah, fuck that. Now I got reserved seats. Like I don't have to wait for shit. And it's crazy to me to see this kind of reaction, but this is an event.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to think like this has never been done before in fucking cinematic history. Even Bond, as long as those movies are, they're not all the same thing.
They're talking $1 billion opening weekend worldwide. That's crazy.
To me, if this doesn't break the Avatar record, nothing.
I don't know what will. I mean, I don't know what will. Like, I mean, Infinity War. It's in second behind Avatar, right? Or no, it's hold up, because Avatar is top, right? So it beat out Titanic, right?
I thought it beat Titanic. Yeah.
Yeah, it beat out Titanic. So now it's like, what can you really top? That's why. Look, this is why I say their marketing is so genius, because you don't know what surprises they can pop up with. That's the wild part about it. We don't know what surprises they can come out, because all that coyness that they say about the Netflix heroes, they could pop up in fucking Endgame and we didn't even know. Again, I'm theorizing here, but like you see what I'm saying? It's like we don't know, and all of our theories, anything can happen.
Well, you saw the reaction to like Black Panther when it came out because it was an event. It was a cultural event, and this had never been done in Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
you know, has laid this groundwork, and now, okay, so like we've seen black heroes before, but they weren't as
To
good
this
as Black
magnitude.
Panther, and right. So like now you're starting to see these events, like Aquaman to a lesser extent was an event. It turned out to be $1 billion movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so movies like this are events. Civil War was an event. What side are you on? But this is kind of like, this is it. I mean, this is the last time
10
you're going to
years.
see all these characters together, you know, together ever, probably. And to me, if this kind of an event doesn't beat Avatar, I don't know, because I mean, tell me a bigger event in cinematic history, the culmination of 10 years and 22 movies, where it's never ever been done before. Star Wars originally came out, became an event after word of mouth and shit. But initially, people were like, "I'm not watching that bullshit."
Yeah.
This, we already fucking know. Like, it's gonna break the internet. And you know, like, if this doesn't beat Avatar, as much as I think he's a smug, arrogant fucking prick, James Cameron's like, now what do you guys got?
Hey, look.
You know what I mean?
James Cameron is one of the select few people that rightfully can be a smug asshole. Even if I don't like it, it's like, he makes great movies. The fuck am I going to sit there and get mad about? So it's like...
No, he talks about making movies for 13 years and then decides to get around to it when he wants to. Which, you know, good for him.
Yeah.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm still thinking Avatar 2 and 3 ain't breaking records like the first one did. That's all I'm saying.
No. But I'm saying, like, if Endgame doesn't just absolutely fucking dominate every record in cinematic history, I don't think any of us will live to see what does.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, Shazam.
Anyway, it's Shazam.
Shazam, great movie. Go see it. If side note, if you must see Hellboy, you're not going to really be disappointed. It just depends on your expectations. I think I can give Neil Marshall credit too, in the fact that he made Hellboy his own thing. He wasn't trying to be like Del Toro, in a sense, even though there are Del Toro-esque kind of things that happens in this movie a little bit, but like, he really made this movie his own thing. So I think you guys will definitely enjoy it and stuff. Like I said, Lobster Johnson in the movie, I lost my fucking mind on that shit. Like, oh my god, he's in it.
That's all you had to say, man. Tickets up.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. I was on the fence, and you said that. I'm like, fuck, all right. Friday afternoon.
So, with that in mind, yeah, that's it. I think next time, yeah, if me and Prime ever do Ultraman, we'll have you on and stuff. But yeah, I think the next one.
Good, because I don't know shit about this new series or any of that shit.
Yeah,
so
but yeah,
awesome.
Probably the next spoiler thing is definitely going to be in game, and it might be bigger because I'm pretty sure everybody's like, "You're talking about in game," and I'm like, "Cool, yeah."
Dude, you have to make it an event for 3 Black Geeks. Like, you have to make it.
I have to, because
you get everybody
our boy is coming back from Japan. Actually, he'll be back in the area, so that's going to be a thing that everybody's going to be on. So I'm debating on, like, should I do Google Hangouts and shit, or should I just do a regular Skype and whatever? I'm kind of debating on that, the logistics, because I hate Hangout and the whole process of trying to get everybody on board that shit, and I'm trying to figure that whole thing out and stuff, because Google really makes it a pain in the ass trying to do.
You have to make it an event, man, and I want to be there because I'm still waiting for my honorary membership card in the mail, but
I'm just saying,
I'm sure it's on its way.
It's coming. I'm thinking, we were joking before I go. We were joking about, like, trying to do. You remember those fucking the weed head fucking local cars from Jay and Silent Bob?
Yep.
Me and D were joking. I was like, what if we had, like, membership cards like that? It's just like, it's a joke and shit. And he looked at me like, that would be funny, but that's like so much work, and I don't feel like doing that. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat too. I mean, I'd be.
Well, I mean, I wish you guys knew that could help you out artistically.
You know what? I mean, outside the business cards thing and stuff, because I mean, we like the business cards and stuff, so we might try to, like, structure our business cards kind of like that a little bit and stuff, just, to be a little bit different. I mean, they're different anyways, just because we got our logo on it and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of something that we would probably end up changing up.
Dude, pins.
You know what? Yeah,
pins. Super easy, super cheap. We'll talk offline. I can help you out because
Right.
I want one. I still want a fucking Free Black Ink shirt.
Yeah, I got that. Me and D are trying to figure out whether we should just do the ones that we made up real quick for San Diego last year and try to like do like a limited run of those, just to see what happens and then go from there and stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely hit you up probably later this week about that and stuff, and but at least with the pen thing and stuff and see where that goes. 'Cause that's actually a pretty good idea. But anyways, folks, yeah, that's Shazam. Go see it, and if you must, go see Hellboy. You'll enjoy that too. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that in mind. Peace out.
Phoebe.
Perfect.